While the U.S. faces a record-breaking surge of new coronavirus cases, many of those infected earlier in the pandemic, they are still healing. 64-year-old Mark Torregosa contracted the virus earlier this year and faced complications that led to not one, not two, not three, but 4 amputations. Meg Oliver has his remarkable story of perseverance and recovery. Meg, good morning to you. Quite a story you've got.
Quite a story indeed. Good morning, Gal. It was a choice to live or die, as the family told me, and Mark has miraculously turned one of his greatest lifetime challenges into a positive. He credits his faith in God for leading him down this incredible road to recovery.
How hard was it to learn to walk again?
I would say it's not easy, but it's a miracle.
In April, karate master Mark Torregosa caught COVID.
I went to work Friday, then at nighttime I had temperature already, and then I have difficulty breathing. I had 2 cardiac arrests. That's all how it started.
The healthy 64-year-old quickly developed acute respiratory distress syndrome, a condition that causes fluid buildup in the lungs.
How hard was it for you to see your dad like that?
It was hard. I remember vividly when we took him to the hospital the first time. I was thinking in my head, give him a big hug, because I didn't know if that would be, excuse me, the last time. So at that moment, you were hearing the horror stories, so I gave him a great big hug.
After 3 weeks in the ICU, Mark's hands and toes were turning purple. He had what's called limb ischemia, blockages in his arteries that caused significantly reduced blood flow to his extremities. To save Mark's life, his family faced the painful decision to amputate both hands, left foot, and part of his right foot.
A lot of times you think end of life, it's cut or dry, right? But this was different. You know, brain-wise, he was doing great.
Mark, a medical technologist, grew up in the Philippines, one of 11 siblings, a father and grandfather who says he lives for his family.
When you woke up and you saw your wife after your amputations, how did you process how you felt?
I never thought of the amputations at all, or linger on the thought of, oh, I lost my limbs. What I'm just thinking is how to go about it, to stand up again. But the way I work at it is always starting from the mind. Your best weapon is the mind, because everything else goes through the mind. Your choices, physically, spiritually, is always the mind.
His family say they were concerned Mark would wake up and be angry that they took away his independence.
We really thought he might be angry for a while. Like, he might be depressed. He's going to have to rely on us for a long while for things that he was able to do when he was awake.
Was he depressed? Was he angry?
No, not once.
Not at all.
How has it changed your relationship?
With him, we're much more closer. I'm spending more time with him. Every waking hours, if I'm not at work, I'm with him.
Because I love you. Embrace.
Looking back, the eternal optimist can't help but brag a little. He likes to tell everyone he was up and walking within 2 weeks.
My therapist, Alex, was surprised, like, oh my God, this is the first time I saw somebody without training with walkers or platforms. You just went and walked, you know?
After 98 days in the hospital, the avid Philadelphia Eagles fan celebrated his triumph, walking independently out of the hospital, his arms in the air.
How did it feel when you walked out of the hospital?
Oh, believe it or not, I am so grateful. I'm so happy. I could breathe again, you know.
Was it like when the Eagles beat the Giants?
It's more than that. No, I'm just kidding.
If you fire that, we'll open the hand.
8 months after being diagnosed with COVID, Mark continues his work at physical therapy.
It's like relearning it again, like a baby.
He has to relearn everything from how to sit up without assistance to feeding himself.
I just live for the day. Could not be any better than this, you know. I'm really grateful.
Grateful for another chance at life.
They're an amazing family. One of the main reasons Mark wanted to share his story, as he puts it, sometimes we don't believe what we don't see, and he wanted people to see the devastating impact that he suffered as a healthy person, so hopefully more people will take it seriously. Tony?
Oh, wow, Meg, that's just a delightful piece in the end. Hard journey, but what a powerful message.
What a family, what an attitude. I love that he said your best weapon.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Your best weapon is your mind. But